Hello, welcome to Vermont Red Pill. It's been a little while, huh guys? Midterms in November. Did I have a lot of hope that Vermont would maybe go conservative? No, not really. Did I have any hopes that Vermont wouldn't pass Prop 5, Article 22, which makes it okay to abort babies all the way up to birth, literally? Yeah, all that passed, and we have a super majority in our legislative branches over here in Vermont. So Democrat super majority. We are already very liberal. Chittenden County gonna rule us all. So besides that though, try not to let it get me down. I try not to be black-pilled. I try to red pill whoever I can in the nicest, gentlest way possible, but I gotta tell you, it's exhausting. It really, really is. People don't want to be told the truth. They will move heaven and earth to continue to believe insane lies from the government and pretty much any authority figure, politicians, even CEOs of companies. What do? You just keep trying. You never give up, right? Where am I right now? I'm not in my normal place of residence. I am at what we are calling right now the COVID home. It is actually a place that has my mom, my dad, and probably my brother all suffering from COVID. My dad got COVID from a vaxxed person. Vaxxed and boosted. Seems to be very contagious because boop, it went to my mom, and my brother has health issues anyway, but I do believe he might have COVID too. So I'm trying to help around here as much as I can without myself getting sick. So if I do, I do. Like I said, I thought that I had COVID, what was it, back in September, because I wiped out my sense of smell and taste. I guess we'll find out, but what I'm thinking, because of the contagiousness of this particular variant, probably due to leaky vaccines. We're getting all these variants. So this particular variant that everyone is suffering from is a little bit different than the one that I had last year. Apparently starts with a really, really, really bad headache. Like a splitting headache, eyes, nose, back of the head, you name it, everywhere, hurting, aching. My dad had it first, then my mom got it. There was no question about whether or not they had the same thing. So there you go. I'm an observer. I am watching my friends and my family get vaxxed and boosted and suffer. Well, I'm going to have to edit this for YouTube. I'm watching my friends and my family. How do you even tackle this when you have such censorship? Okay, so these are my vaxxed people that I know. I know 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have a bunch of family members that are vaxxed. My SO has family members who are vaxxed, including his mother, because she can't remember anything, right? So I faked her last year. I told her, write it down on the calendar, whatever you have to do to make sure that they don't give you a booster. I was like, please, it's so important. Remember what happened last time. Doesn't make a difference. Didn't make a difference last year. And it doesn't make a difference this year. I guess we could say that in some ways the damage is already done. Now, I hope that you understand, YouTube, that I am not saying that the vaccine actually causes certain things, but because correlation does not equal causation, not necessarily. I'm going to have a very interesting video cut for Rumble and BitChute people, with a slightly different attitude. But my my Vermont Red Pill subscribers on YouTube haven't seen anything for quite a while. Why, do you ask? Oh, because I was suspended for my last COVID video, which you guys never got a chance to see. And then I was suspended for something else. I can't remember what it was. I was suspended for talking about when I actually had COVID and what my symptoms were and how I got it, all of that. Yeah, YouTube didn't like that either. I don't really understand what was wrong with it, but that's YouTube for you. I appealed it. Does that make a difference? No, not really. So anyway, I know a lot of vaccinated people. They've been vaccinated and boosted. Now, some of these people, well, one of them's vaxxed and boosted, and she was so sick, she ended up going to the hospital. The hospital is not real close by either. It was like in the middle of the night, had to go to the hospital. They held her there, and, you know, they gave her, I'm not exactly sure, some sort of fluids, probably dehydration stuff. I'm hoping that they gave her maybe some vitamins. I don't know. I didn't get the specifics from her significant other, who, by the way, also has COVID, but not as bad as my friend does, or my friend did. Hopefully she is on the mend. I sent her a message to see how she was doing. I don't expect that I'm going to be hearing from her until she starts feeling better. So prayers to you. You know who you are. Okay. So that's one person, right? And I have a family member who's vaccinated and boosted because of work, and he got COVID. Got it pretty bad. I mean, one of those people that was manipulated and lied to and scared into. He was scared of COVID, so his job required him to get vaxxed and boosted, so he did. Got COVID. Very contagious variant. Gave it to my dad. Very contagious variant, who gave it to my mom. And, you know, if they're very contagious like that, they don't want to tell you this. The World Health Organization, all of the different CDC people, Fauci, they don't want to let you know that when the virus is super contagious, it tends to be less deadly. So I'm thinking that whatever's going around here, hopefully is less deadly than the other variants. So I'm quoting facts here. So if YouTube doesn't like it, I think I can actually spare yet another strike. I don't think it'll get the channel completely booted. But I'm so sick of this, YouTube. I wish that you would stop doing that, because you're shutting people up when they have every right to talk about their own experiences and what's going on here. And I'm just a one person from Vermont talking about this. I don't even have a ton of influence. Let me talk to my 71 subscribers and tell them what's going on. I don't want to be afraid to have to tell people what's going on. Oh, that I'm going to lose my channel. So, you know, poof, and all that hard work. Good thing I have a Rumble channel. Link in description. Good thing I have a BitChute channel. Link in description. Please subscribe if you are interested in watching more videos like this or hearing about Vermont politics. Just in case Vermont Red Pill on YouTube goes poof. So I'm telling you, one person that I know ended up who was boosted, who's vaxxed and boosted, and maybe even boosted again, went to the hospital, very, very sick, ended up going home a few hours later, and on the car ride home, she mentioned to her significant other that she couldn't wait to get her next booster. What do you say to that when you were just driving them home from the hospital, you know? Just be like, oh, okie dokie then. Yeah, we better get right on it, because that kept you out of the hospital this time. So we're dealing with the contagious stuff going on in the COVID house. More contagious, less deadly. Then we're dealing with my friend who got very sick, had to go to the hospital. Okay, now we're dealing with my significant other's father, who was vaxxed and boosted again, I believe, and he got COVID. He got it really bad. It ended up progressing into pneumonia, and he had a lot of fluid in his lungs, and I'm telling you, this man is as strong. He's as strong as an ox. He has to be, because this is just, I'm not going to say, oh, he's cheated death X amount of times, but he's a man. He is a strong man, and he has a will to live. So, good for him. I wish everybody had such a strong will to live. I really do. He got COVID. I'm trying to think if anybody else got COVID. Oh, I have something really big to tell you. Whew. So I think it was about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, my friend, his wife, his 36-year-old wife, who works in the healthcare industry, and she's vaxxed and boosted. She has a very important job here. She got a stroke. There was a clot. Right. 36-year-old women often have blood clots and strokes, right? Yeah, it's got to be common. It's getting more and more common, isn't it? I'm noticing that they're talking about the possibility that the vaccine side effects may be causing stroke in people 65 or over. Let me just remind you that my friend's wife is 36 years old. No history of blood clots, heart problems, brain problems, what perfectly healthy girl, just having a stroke. Terrifies me. It really, really does.